Hello, my name is Jeremy, and this is the Teenage Engineering Pocket Operator PO-16 factory. It is one of 7 now pocket operators that Teenage Engineering makes, and they're little tiny calculatory musicy things. Each one sort of does a different thing. This one is sort of a melody synth sort of. It also has a little drum machine, which is accessed down here. So I thought it would be cool to kind of go over it and show you a little bit about how it works in case you haven't seen one of these guys before. These buttons here, this main grid is where you're going to do most of your stuff. It's where you select your sounds. It's where you play your sounds. It's where you access your effects and your play styles that you can add to things. It's also where you select your patterns. And by hitting the BPM button and pushing one of these buttons, it's where you set your volume. The lower the button you push, the higher the volume is. This is your sound select button. Holding this down and sticking one of these little icon-y weird little things here will pick a different sound. And there's a diversity of sounds. Holding this button down and picking a thing will picking a button thing will select your pattern. And you can chain patterns by you can select a pattern by pushing one of these on its own, then letting go. If you want to chain patterns, you can hit this twice. It'll play that twice now. You can go to that one, and now it will play this twice, go to this, and go back. You can chain all the patterns together in the world if you want. So you can actually make probably a complex sequence. If you want to go back to the original pattern, just hit that and select one of these once and let go. You can clear a pattern by pushing plus and that. This pattern is now clear. There's nothing on it. I can start from scratch. Here's a BPM button. Pushing and holding and doing this will select your BPM. We're going to go to like 1, 10, 12, something like that. Holding this and using this guy will increase or decrease shuffle or swing. So if you want some more swing, here's where to go. Cool. This button here is for play styles. We'll get into those in a second. This is for effects, play, and record. We are going to start by putting in a basic pattern on the drum machine, which is right here. So sound select, bottom one. Now we've selected the little micro drum machine. It's just a bunch of samples. But it is enough to give you a little beat while you're playing with the melody thing. So these two knobs, when you are selecting a sound, or have a sound selected as opposed to trying to do BPM or something else, are parameters that you can automate or change for each of the sounds. In the drum machine's case, it sounds as if that B is volume and A is pitch. That's pretty nasty. I like it. Pretty awesome. All right. So I want to record a basic drum machine pattern so I can go to recording some melodies. How do I do that? Well, there's 2 ways you can record on this. One is live playing, which we'll show you in a second, but it's kind of hard to live play when you don't have a metronome. So we're going to create a little beat, and we're going to do that by pressing this record button once. And we get this little icon here. You can see it appear. This means that now we are in step sequence record mode. So I can now give myself steps, select, blah, blah, blah. I can now put notes on whatever steps I want. So I just put one on each downbeat. All right. And I'm going to turn that down a little bit. You'll notice that I just recorded some automation. We'll get to that in a second. So here's that kick drum. That's not really one. So I'm going to use this sound to make another pattern. Or here's like a hi-hat. There we go. Here's a hi-hat. Nice and simple. So there's my 4 on the 4 metronome. Okay, so there, we have a little drum machine pattern. Now I'm going to go over to one of these melody sounds, and we're going to record something with that. There are 15 different little melodic sounds that you could choose from, and I guess we can just go through them real quick. Okay, so sounds, yeah. I like this one, so we're gonna use this one. All right, so I'm going to hit play, and I'm going to hold this button down, the record button, and live play. That's different than step recording. You can actually like play the keyboard, sort of. So. All right. Now that we have a pattern, I can start playing with automation of the sound and also effects and play styles. So I'm going to start by automating some parameter changes with the A and B knob. Hit play. I'm going to hold this button down and play with the knobs. Then I'm going to let go. That automation is now recorded. If I want to clear it, hold this button down again, move each knob just once, hold it for the duration of the pattern. Now the automation's gone, but we're going to put it back. Cool. Now I want to try adding some effects and play styles. These are added by holding down this button and playing one of these pads. Same thing with this guy, and you'll be able to add a bunch of effects. It's automatically recorded in terms of automation. If you want to clear it, you hold it down again, and it will clear it if you hold it down for the entire pattern. So let's give that a go. All right, now I'm going to change some sounds. So you can see you got the basic sounds and you could make melodies with them, but then you have these crazy little modifiers that add chords, trills, arpeggiators, all kinds of stuff. And then you have your effects on top of that. So you can get pretty crazy with this thing. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. This is the Pocket Operator PO-16 Factory. And it's a funky little guy. So I hope that was helpful to you. Have fun, guys.